Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where we talk about skincare, grooming, and sometimes hair, so if that sounds like your thing, make sure you are subscribed. Also, come and follow me on Instagram where I post a lot of stuff you're not going to see here on YouTube and TikTok. Please excuse my shoddy appearance. I just took my dog for a walk and got caught up in the rain for the majority of the walk. So I was going to redo my hair and then I thought, does anyone really care? And I thought, no. So I talk a lot about the Ordinary's now iconic peeling solution. And I feel like a lot of people think that I'm against the Ordinary in some way, especially now that I don't actually talk about the Ordinary a lot. But I'm really not against the Ordinary at all in any way whatsoever. I think their products are amazing. But the truth is, I've just moved on to what I consider nicer products and nicer formulations. I still have a few Ordinary products that I swear by, but a lot of the products I've replaced for nicer products. So today I want to discuss some of the products that I absolutely love from The Ordinary, why I don't use them anymore, and products that I prefer and that I use now. Before we get into it, as I mentioned, The Ordinary is still such an amazing brand. They really, I feel like, changed the way people think about skincare. Some people think for the better, some people think for the worse. I personally believe The Ordinary has created this need to and want to understand our skincare a lot better. They have amazing quality products that work, just do what they need to do at such an amazing price point as well. And I would recommend The Ordinary for anybody who's on a budget or for anybody who just wants a very nice, solid, basic routine. Now, before we get into it, a lot of my alternatives are going to be pricier because I don't think you can get cheaper than The Ordinary at such good quality products as well. And that's one thing I will say when I say nicer products is that I don't mean like, oh, they got nicer packaging, they look bougier. With The Ordinary, you pay for what you get. You know, you do have amazing products at work, but sometimes the formulations for me are a little bit questionable, and I don't mind paying that little bit extra for nicer feeling formulations that feel better on my skin and that work and play nicer with other products. So let's talk about the Niacinamide 10% Zinc 1% Serum. This is a good place to start off because this is one of their many products that is constantly sold out. So another reason I want to talk about alternatives because it's sold out all the time. So niacinamide, as we all know by now, really helps even out that complexion. I personally started using it to help with dark spots, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, and just to give me this more even tone and brighter looking skin. The zinc in this for me as well over time, along with the niacinamide, really helped kind of regulate my sebum production to the point where I wasn't using blotting paper throughout the day anymore, and using this serum morning and night gave me confidence with my oily skin to the point where I could use slightly heavier moisturizers throughout the day. I could use slightly thicker sunscreens throughout the day without worrying about my sebum going into overdrive. Of course, alongside regular exfoliation as well. However, one of the complaints I always got in the comments when I talked about this product is that it always felt tacky on the skin, it felt thick, it took ages to rub in, sometimes it would foam up on people's face, and that it didn't sit well under sunscreen or makeup, making people's products peel. I got to a good place with this serum where I knew exactly how much I could use before it got too much, before I knew it would start to feel tacky. So I was very happy using it, but because of everybody else's feedback, I wanted to find something else as an alternative. This is where the Inculus Niacinamide come in. The Inculus is kind of like The Ordinary in the sense that they concentrate on those core key ingredients, but they have a little bit more to their formulations, and they all feel like more well-rounded products and formulations that do feel a lot nicer on the skin. So if it was the texture of The Ordinary's niacinamide that really got to you, the Inculus niacinamide is a really great alternative. It's super lightweight. It's somewhere between a thicker serum and water in texture. It's super light on the skin. The 10% niacinamide in here is enough to help with those dark spots, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, evening out skin tone, brightening your skin tone, as well as helping to regulate sebum production. In The Ordinaries, the zinc just gives it that extra push. I've seen a lot of people review this and say it's slightly exfoliating because it contains citric acid, but at the percentage it's in this serum, it's more of a buffering agent rather than an exfoliating ingredient, so it's perfectly fine to use every single day, morning and night if you want to. You also have hyaluronic acid in this one and glycerin, and also panthenol as well, which is extremely soothing. So this is really a serum that you can use all day, every day, that targets a lot more than just the one thing. It's only $6.99, and I believe the Ordinary's one is about £5, so it's about £2 more. I actually love Glossier's Super Pure, and this is a serum that I go for when I do have breakouts, because again, you've got your zinc in here, and zinc is really good for targeting those mini little breakouts that I get, those little itchy, irritated breakouts. You have a lower percentage of niacinamide at 5%, but niacinamide has been proven to work perfectly well at 5%. Glossier's niacinamide feels like water on the skin, so if it was the texture of the Ordinary's niacinamide that got to you and the way it didn't work so well with other products, then you would love this one. However, it is also £24 and is always out of stock, so good luck getting it. Another one of the Ordinary's products I talked about non-stop that just doesn't show up on my channel anymore is the Alpha Arbutin 2% plus hyaluronic acid. Arbutin is an amazing ingredient that you don't see in a lot of Western skincare. The Ordinary have been pushing it for a little while, however, and it was one of my most used products from the Ordinary, and I talked about it all the time when it came to my skin and post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, dark spots, all that kind of stuff. Arbutin is known as kind of like the safer alternative to hydroquinone. It can be very, very irritating on the skin and it can actually lead to pigmentation issues, hence why Arbutin is referred to as a safer alternative. It's that same whitening ingredient that basically reduces melanin production. To put it very, very simply, so not only is Arbutin great at fading that pigmentation, but also preventing further pigmentation. I don't actually have an alternative for this because I've not used anything really that has quite targeted the dark spots like Arbutin or the Ordinary's Alpha Arbutin. I'm constantly asked why I don't use it anymore, and that's because I don't often get those dark spots anymore, and that's because I take more preventative measures. So for example, I very rarely pick my spots, apart from one oh, look at that, there we go, there's one. I very rarely pick my spots. I break out less, and when I do break out, I avoid drying spot treatments, all these little things that I knew triggered dark spots on my skin. I find, for example, that using pimple patches with micro darts works perfectly well for me at the moment. AHAs as well work great for those lighter dark spots that I get. When I do get really, really dark spots, which is, again is very rare now because I know what triggers them, I would use something like this Alpha Arbutin. But really, it's an amazing serum, but I just don't find I need to use it as much. But for me, this is the best Arbutin serum I've come across. Let's talk about the azelaic acid suspension, 10%. I have a love-hate relationship with this product. I love what it does for my skin, and I hate the way it feels on my skin. This is not an enjoyable experience whatsoever. So azelaic acid is a very gentle exfoliant, sometimes referred to as a much gentler version of AHA, not a version of, but similar to AHA, but much, much gentler. So if you have very, very sensitized skin, this may be a good kind of exfoliation to go for. But again, very, very slight exfoliation. It really helps with skin texture, dark spots, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, and is known to target acne-causing bacteria. The reason I got it personally is because one of its benefits is to target redness caused by rosacea, and it really does target the inflammation and the redness and the little like pustules that can come with rosacea. It's very, very good at targeting that. 10% azelaic acid is more than effective, but you can get 15 to 20% azelaic acid over prescription. But with that comes some drying, some itching, some peeling. So this works so good and it's a great spot treatment. However, my problem with this is that it leaves my skin feeling matte and dry. It's got that primer feel to it, that silky, very dimethicone heavy kind of feel to it. If you don't mind non-glowing, matte, dry looking skin, not dry, just very dull looking skin, this is absolutely fine. No, if you don't mind matte skin with the fake silky smoothness to it, this is absolutely fine. I personally love dewy, hydrated skin, so I found a great alternative in Paula's Choice 10% azelaic acid booster. This of course has all the benefits of the Ordinary's azelaic acid, but oh my god, this feels much more like a lightweight moisturizer. It's creamy, it's hydrating. It leaves your skin looking bright and hydrated and smooth. This has some added benefits like salicylic acid, so it's slightly more exfoliating, and it also has licorice extract in as well, which is known for helping to even out skin tone and fade dark spots and hyperpigmentation, and skin soothing allantoin as well. So I love this. I love this. I use this non-stop for about 4 months, and I really did see a change in the redness on my cheeks. And I feel like this product took my rosacea as far as I can take it with skincare, in the sense that like fading it and not healing it, but controlling it. So yeah, there's a lot more in the Paula's Choice product, but this will always be the case because the whole point of The Ordinary is to keep their products Ordinary in the sense that they concentrate on these key ingredients. Again, that's not a problem. That's what attracts a lot of people to the Ordinary. The Paula's Choice product is £31.75 on sale. So yes, it's more expensive. My reasoning here is because, first of all, I can justify it, but mainly I was using the Ordinary's azelaic acid every single day. It was showing improvements on my skin, so I thought I would invest a little bit more money in a formulation that I loved, that I wouldn't mind using during the day. And the gamble paid off, because, you know, just because a product is like more expensive, it doesn't mean it makes it better. Paula's Choice has a great reputation for making amazing products, and I've loved their products before, so I took the gamble and it paid off. But yeah, if the Ordinary's azelaic acid felt smoother and more hydrating, I would 100% pick it over the Paula's Choice one any day. The Ordinary's Hyaluronic Acid Serum, I couldn't not talk about this because I feel like everyone owns this by now. We all know what hyaluronic acid does, don't we? We all know. So it's a humectant that binds water and retains hydration in the skin. It's also known to have some wound healing properties and is in every single skincare product that you own. Go and look at it. Sodium hyaluronate, hydrolyzed hyaluronic acid, it's in everything, absolutely everything. And whilst I do have an alternative for you, I just do not feel like a separate hyaluronic acid serum is needed nowadays, because you get your hyaluronic acid in everything else. It is the it ingredient. It's the must-have ingredient. Every single brand has their own version of a hyaluronic acid serum. Once you've tried one, you've tried them all. There is nothing new with any of these hyaluronic acid serums. Every single one of them is like, we use nanotechnology. It's just lower molecular weight hyaluronic acid. It's the same thing over and over and over and over. Although I must say, when I had really, really dehydrated skin, I would use hyaluronic acid on damp skin and then lock it all in with Vaseline, and it completely saved my dehydrated skin. And I feel like that's when I needed that extra push of hyaluronic acid, is when my skin was truly dehydrated. So again, one of the biggest issues I hear about this serum is its tackiness, its stickiness. Again, doesn't work well with other products, foams on the skin. And I do feel like that is a case of using too much of this product. I feel like with hydrating serums, people do feel the need to use a little bit extra, but really, if you use this on damp skin, 2 to 3 drops is really all you need of this serum. It just spreads out so nicely, and when you stop using so much, it doesn't feel tacky. If you use too much, you find yourself patting it in for like hours. Of course, the Inky List is really a great alternative if you want nicer formulations at a reasonable price. That sounds like an advert. It's not an advert. But if you want the Ordinary alternatives, the Inky List do a very, very good job. I must say though, I am a little bit bored of brands just pumping out hyaluronic acid serums with nothing new or interesting in them. And that is why I love the Jordan Samuel Skin Hydrate Facial Serum. You have sodium hyaluronate in here, but you also have glycerin way before that, top of the ingredient list. That is an amazing humectant and does just as good a job as hyaluronic acid, and is often very, very overlooked. Again, right up there in the ingredient list, we have aloe, which is very, very soothing and moisturizing, and you feel that in this serum. We also have something called Gluconolactone, which is a PHA, so very, very slightly exfoliating. This particular PHA is known for being very, very moisturizing, and again, something even people with the most sensitized skin can use on a daily basis. And the texture of this is just amazing. No tackiness. The moment you apply it onto your skin, you feel instantly hydrated, like you've just been injected with water. It's so nice. It leaves your skin looking dewy and plump and hydrated, and it hasn't got 5 different types of hyaluronic acid in there, or whatever people say nowadays. But yes, those are the Ordinary alternatives. Again, not because the Ordinary is crap, I just feel like I've moved on. My skin's moved on. So let me know if there's any products from the Ordinary that you absolutely love and cannot live without, or if there's any that you have alternatives to that you much, much prefer. But that's it from me now. I will see you next time.